Here we are, March 15th. The Ides of March are here. Watch your back, everybody. Watch your back. Ken Hapsug with you here for a live edition of the Blathering Live. This is called the Blathering, and then I decided to do some live episodes, and so it became the Blathering Live. But then that became the identity of the show. Maybe I'll just do some more blathers. But then we kind of have a Monday morning show, which you should be listening to on the audio feed if you want to just spend some time with me for free. But if you want to throw a buck or two my way, you become a YouTube channel member, patron support, you get the video version. But here we go. Billy P says, happy anniversary to the death of Julius Caesar. Cheers, indeed. Addie's here, Steve's here, Kingsport Cal's here. Be here about an hour tonight. We always say that, then we run a little later, but I do have food on the way tonight. I do have food on the way. Addie says, I literally just finished the reign of the Empire. Oh, I stalled out this week. But I'm excited to finish that good stuff. Scotty J-Ro is here, and look at that. Scotty's still here. If you're watching the video version, the greatest picture ever texted to me, and I've had some things texted to me that they kind of look like that. Scotty's here. Eli, Star Wars in the Galaxy here. Food is on the way. The big question of the night. I got nothing on the agenda tonight. Call in tonight. Become a channel member if you want to call in. Love to have some new folks calling in here on Saturday. Okay, Scotty, who is going to be a guest very soon on Blank is Why We Love Star Wars and talking about midichlorians. Scotty, I got to text you about that. Scotty wants to play a game. It sounds like a horror movie. Let's play a game. What did Ken order? What did Ken purchase? I'll give you, if you guys want to come together as a community, you can narrow it down to restaurant, and then you can narrow it down to, what I ordered. We could do this here all through the show. I got a poll up tonight. Got some ideas cooking for some segments, and so I just wanted to toss this out there. What is the one thing you might believe in? Bigfoot, Loch Ness Monster, Skinwalkers, aliens are already here. Early leader, 14 votes in. Make sure you vote. Make sure you like the video. 57% with the aliens. So check that out there. Let's get back to this fun game we're playing. Scotty just turned this show into a Saw movie, and I like it. Some guesses are in tonight of what I ordered, and we'll play while I'm waiting for some calls. Cameron says 7-Eleven hot dog. Nope. I would have had that in my hand right now. Will McLean says Del Taco. Fair guess. A lot of pizza calls. Dave McKay, pizza extra pineapple. I'm letting it flow in here. There you go. Let's see. Scotty asks an important question. We're turning this show into a party game tonight. Is this a special place for me? It is. Yeah. It is for me, and it also. I know this will narrow it down. It is for Grace as well. All right. So, if you kind of know what she eats in terms of the genre, then it narrows things down a lot. Unless it's a restaurant that caters to all. So we'll work on this. Can you Yes, you can DoorDash 7-Eleven. You can DoorDash. Let me tell you from personal experience, say it's a Friday night on a rainy LA night and you want to Uber Eats some wine from 7-Eleven. There's sometimes some people who have to deliver that. And then they tip only $1. Yes, absolutely. Grace drinks holy water. No. Sushi. No. I do. I had, the other night we were talking, I think it was like a Saturday show, and we were talking about like California rolls. That I immediately went to the grocery store and I got some California rolls. Yes, I eat Ralph's grocery store California rolls every now and then. So there you go. Grace drinks the tears of her enemies. That is correct, but we didn't order food from them. If you're just joining me, it's me, Ken Napsuck here, drinking out of my Team Zoc mug. You can get it in the Fourth Wall shop there. But we're talking about what I ordered, or what we ordered. That's the thing. What did we order? Mm-mm. Laserbolt says, I would have said aliens exist but are not walking among us. That's the poll tonight, too, if you're just joining us. Get in there. What is the one thing you might believe in? Might believe in. Bigfoot, Loch Ness Monster, Skinwalkers, aliens are already here. And Laserbolt is right. To believe in, hey, the galaxy and the many galaxies are so huge and vast and infinite that there's someone else out there at a 7-Eleven 3 galaxies over. There isn't. But let's just say but are they here? Are they in the ocean? Like, I know some people are like, oh, the aliens aren't above. The aliens come from below. They're in the planet core. That's the question. There's no trick question either. No trick question. I'm just curious as I cook up some stuff in my brain there. Addie with a super chat. Appreciate that. If you got a super chat, we call them super blathers. If you have a question for me, if I hit 5 tonight, I'll answer a Schmoes No Lore question live on the air as best I can legally. Addie says no spoilers about the book. My Padme Love and Heart is happy though. Yeah, that's good because I have as far as I've read the book, no Padme Love. Roger says there's fossil evidence of Bigfoot. Okay, I would dispute that, but I'm also. This is a might. This is a might question. So there you go. Addie goes Loch Ness Monster all the way. The water is dark and full of terrors. Yes. Bigfoot for reason. See, Laserbolt's with me. I kind of think I would answer Bigfoot because I want to believe. I don't think there's been any sign of it. But there's some videos that I love watching. And I watched the Expedition Bigfoot show with Dr. Mariah Mayer and the other dude, why am I blanking his name? This Russell Acord. It's a silly show. But I love watching it. All right, so Vermont Mike's has got to play the odds. ET phone home. Cooking with Bigfoot. You want to believe. There you go. We're all aliens, says Neil. Oh, the giant typic. I can't say gigantic typicus. Yes, my non-science talk. Yeah, but it's not Bigfoot. It's not what people are searching for in my mind. I've spent a lot of time in this world. I've wanted to go on a Bigfoot hunt because I don't believe. But I'll tell you what. Even if there's fossil evidence of something, it's not a pan-dimensional being like some stories. It's not that. That's not real. Addie says, oh, no, we got the super chat. So there we go. If you got call in, tonight's show is your calls. Okay, become a channel member, call in. I want to hear from you all. But I'm getting back to the food thing. You're all aren't close. Grace is a veggie person, kind of. Yes, vegan. You ordered a full English breakfast. No. So Davis is voted for Ness. They grew up on the family Ness. Okay. All right. See, there you go. Laserbolt says, I often dream that Bigfoot is looking at my window. What does that mean? Laserbolt, I don't think, I think if this happens while you're camping, we might have a problem. There might be, this might be the proof that Bigfoot is, as imagined by many people, is real, and it's stalking you while you camp. I'm concerned about that. JMB says I'm no fun because I can't believe in this. But I don't look. I'll tell you all. I don't believe in any of those four. But I want to know what you might believe in because this is kind of research for something else. So JMB, get in there. Just think, what might you believe in? Matthew Stokes says Bigfoot clearly exists because he stomped the crap out of others at Monster Jam. Well, that's true. That's just a fact then. Thank you all for tuning in here tonight. We'll be here for about an hour. I'll let you know about some cool things out there. I always love propping up my friends out there. Ken Bloom in his book, The Art of DuckTales. You can get the deluxe edition. Go to that link, bit.ly/DuckTalesBook. bit.ly/DuckTalesBook. Don't forget to check out Shock City by my buddy Aaron Alexovich. Great graphic novel about two kids trying to survive in a city run by fascists. Art has purpose. Hey, do you need to relax? Check out Blue Star Meditation. I really recommend this. My friend Scott puts it together. Has perhaps one of the most relaxing voices in the history of the world. It's beyond ASMR, but it's also good. Meditation. Blue Star Meditation. Search for it where you get your favorite podcast and spend some time relaxing as we all need. Calling the show by becoming a channel member or a Patreon supporter. We got some calls lined up we're going to get to tonight here real quick. Let me check some polls, though. Let me check the polls. Oh, did I do? Oh, man. 5T. I might have done the wrong super chat goal. I apologize. If I just get 5, I don't like. I like trying out the super chat goal thing, but it's never to pressure anybody. I just like seeing what it can do. I may have put the wrong one up there. So if I just get 5 super chats tonight, I will answer one Schmoes No Lore question for those that care. Most people don't. 24 votes are in. Like this video here with 13 likes, 24 votes. I hate to be that tonight. I try to bump things up a little bit around these parts. Bigfoot, Loch Ness Monster, Skinwalkers. Aliens are already here. 48% of the aliens are already here. Bigfoot, Loch Ness Monster, 24%. And then we have got Skinwalkers at 4%. That's accurate. That's the least likely to be real. I did mean the $2 tier King Sport Cow. I did it in a haste tonight. We'll get to calls here in 1 second. But first, I was kind of hoping if Lauren Romo was around, but Laserbolt is here. I have Addie doesn't know. You guys don't know. Salad and Addie don't know what Skinwalkers are. So there's the show I do watch called The Secrets of Skinwalker Ranch, another completely batshit crazy show. A friend of a friend was a producer / writer on the show, so I know it's even more batshit. But it's interesting. It is a Native American. I don't want to say myth. It's a Native American kind of belief, kind of thought in like a being that changes its skin, like a werewolf that walks, and it's got kind of mystical properties and more pan-dimensional stuff, and maybe tied to aliens, maybe not. But it comes from these kind of myths and stories, indigenous stories here. And there's a ranch in Utah that for years people have believed a lot of this stuff happens. It's tied to a guy named Robert Bigelow. It's tied to now a lot of, don't get me started, it's tied to a lot of people pulling the alien myth over everyone's eyes right now. A lot of people who are grifting even our government, the Grushes and the Jay Strattons and everything. They're all kind of working. They've been working together for decades. Just new people and players pop on and off. So it's kind of tied to that. It's also Harry Reid, Democratic, the late Harry Reid, Democratic senator, put a lot of money into the investigation, because he is of the Mormon faith and believes that there's aliens. And which I'm not saying all Mormons believe there's aliens, just he wanted to prove that there was aliens and angels, and he got the government to grant Robert Bigelow contracts. It's all tied into that bullshit. But it starts with the story of Skinwalkers. It's fascinating. I was waiting for Lauren Romo to be here. Laserbolt's here. I was playing Fortnite with Romo this morning. We actually won a match with 2 friends. But I was looking through some old football cards, and I got this here. Laserbolt, I got myself a 1990 or 91 Pro set. Looks like it's 90 Pro set. Wayne Fonts card, coach of the Lions. I was going to have you two fight for it. I was going to put the Q pull stick in the middle of the table, make you two fight for this card, and then send it to you all, though you probably already have several Wayne Fonts cards. I found that there. My man, Cocaine Wayne. Trey T's here checking in. I love Trey T. Inciting violence. Trey T, how the hell are you? Good to see you here. All right, let's get to a call. First up is Addie, because Cal's queued up here, and Vermont Mike is 100% right. That year of Pro Set was great. I just actually threw away about 1,000 of those cards, Mike, but I went through all of them individually and have a stack of cards. Some are, they're good. I might be getting some cards graded. 8984M is here. All right. Addie's queued up here. No science. Well, with Addie, there's always science. But Addie, this is an open forum. How are you doing tonight? Where you want to go?
Oh, Ken, as usual, I have no plan.
I have no plan in life, no plan for the show. Part of my problem, but you're going to overcome that.
Yeah, no, I have zero plans. I literally, like I said, I finished that book and then got a notice on my phone that you were going live, and I was like, huh, I guess that's what I'm doing tonight.
Notifications worked. All right. So what? No spoilers. No spoilers on this Star Wars book, Reign of Empire, Mask of Fear. But how did you? Here's my question to you. I'm about 260 pages into it. It is oddly comforting for a book that is so real in its politics. It was oddly comforting to be like, oh, we're not going crazy, or there's a path forward. We know what happened with the rebellion, but like I got some comfort. Did you get any comfort from it?
I got a little comfort. I got a little comfort. Without spoilers.
Yeah, without spoilers.
Yes.
Yeah. It's Joseph and I were talking about it off air before our last Force Center thing of just like, yeah, he's like, I thought it might have been too heavy for me. I knew I wanted to read it, but it actually felt good that the playbook that's being used, that the book is covering, that the fascist playbook loses a lot of the time eventually.
Yes, that was comforting. I was telling my brother about this book yesterday when he called me, and I was telling him about how like weird it is that it's like so on the nose for having come out 2 weeks ago.
Yes.
And he was like, and he made the same comment that you and Joseph have made, of just like, well, it's the fascism playbook. Like this isn't
right.
This isn't a new story. This is an old story. It's just we're witnessing it for the first time.
Yeah. These unprecedented times are precedented in other places, cultures, and countries,
or just other times.
That too.
So like that was that. Yeah. The parts I didn't find comforting were parts that I am scared of in real life, of like
sure, yeah,
the ways we get out.
Yes. No, there's this is going to be the interesting discussion of around Andor season 2 is going to be how real world will we at Force Center be connecting the show, because we know what that show is calling for, and while on the surface that's like, yeah, that might be how, there's a reality there that is unheard of in our times, in our country, and is real.
Yeah, it was interesting though, because I even, again, trying very hard, no spoilers, but like
don't spoil.
I even got some like light Luigi vibes. Like there was.
That's literally what we're talking about.
And I'm just like, this is feeling very real.
Even in terms of Star Wars characters like Saw and Luthen, in the past, Joseph and I have both talked about how they're not purely good. They're definitely not bad, but I don't hold them up as heroes like other people do. I hold them up as case studies. And I think that's going to still play out in the show based on some comments Tony Gilroy has said, but it's going to be an interesting discussion. A needle to thread. But anyways.
Can I have one light spoiler?
One light spoiler? I don't know. Yeah. Does fascism lose? Is that the spoiler?
No, but I do believe we got the post-conception of Mon and Perrin's daughter scene. I do believe that happened.
Wow. Okay. Well, I'm not that far in the book. But that would track. Okay. Hey, look,
that was fun.
I love Mon Mothma. I love Genevieve O'Reilly as Mon Mothma. I'm here for it.
I will say it ended with some hope for me, just because of where our characters ended up. Like there was a really nice wrap up for Bale and Mon, especially, of like where they are now and where they go next, and that that gave me comfort, because I know where they end up. So like seeing how they plot their course and how they are getting to where they end up, like that gave me hope.
Good. We need some hope. I'm going to be out working tonight, but I'm not going to have a chance to read. But I might read in bed in the morning. You know, I might do a Sunday before. Sundays are busy for me. I usually shoot 4 SMR videos. I work all day, but I think tomorrow I might plow ahead on that book. You've inspired me, Addie.
I have 2 books coming out this week that I really want to start reading when I get them, which meant this week I was on a mission to finish all the books I was currently reading.
That's I remember I used to do that. I think as I've gotten dumber over the years, and I do believe I've gotten dumber over. I moved to LA. With a complete vocabulary, a thirst for knowledge, love reading 4 books at a time. I barely know 2-syllable words, and I have trouble keeping I'll read a chapter and be like, I didn't remember anything of that, so I got to start over. So I'm impressed by your ability to plow through a lot of books.
Oh, you are misconstruing reading a lot of books with comprehending a lot of books. Those are not the same.
Yeah, okay. That's good.
As I finish them, for the most part, they are gone.
David Mackay wrote, I used to finish books. The reason I'm really concentrating on finishing Reign of Fear was the last 2 Star Wars books I've read, the Red Blade of Fear, whatever that one was, and then the Living Force. I stopped halfway through. Forgot I was reading them. I liked them, to be clear. I liked them. Got to the Kiadi-Mundi flavored ice scene. I thought it was great. Forgot I was reading them, and they're still on my shelf, half read. So I did read Scott's book. All right, Addie, you've inspired me. Final thoughts here. King's Poor Cow has a great question. What is your rating on the book?
3.75 stars.
Out of 5?
Out of 5.
That's a good one. Okay. All right, Steve's checking in before baby bedtime, which I'd like to have Steve rock me to sleep. Steve, I've been sleeping bad lately. Can you come by and rock me to sleep? That's what a producer is. Addie, 3.75 out of 5 is a solid book for such a heavy topic. I enjoyed that. I'm
not a big fan of the Star Wars action scenes in book form.
You know what?
Visualizing them.
Okay, can I just say something? I've been reviewing Star Wars books for 11 years. I hate every action scene in books. Yeah. My imagination just might not be working. It
would be higher if I hadn't had to read so many of those, because I'm just like, I don't know what's going on right now, and that's one of the reasons I finished the book real quick.
Yeah, I just do this. All right, let's get to the end. All right, that team won. Okay, that's how I get through fights.
I read the dialogue, and that's about it.
Yep. This is the Force Center listeners, the dedicated Force Center listeners might be really surprised to hear this. Going back 10, 11 years, I have not enjoyed any action scene in any book because I just don't know what's happening. I'm just like, lightning crackled off the wall. I bounced 4 feet to the right. Like, I don't know. It just never has worked for me. Addie, you have freed me to confess that.
Yeah, no. The rating would be higher if it was just a book of political intrigue.
There is a scene early on in the book that is Saw Gerrera and that guy he captures. The alien. Don't spoil anything, but there's a scene early on in the book that is so damn good, and he writes Saw Gerrera so well, and he did in Rogue One, the novelization that he wrote. And I just was like, I want more of this. And so the next time there's kind of like a fight and there's the partisans doing, I was like, no. If you had 400 pages of just Saw talking to people, this would be a 10 out of 10 book for me. So I'm with you.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, Steve might be a little joking here. Literally, this is what I do. Flips and shit. Got it. That's exactly what I do in any book when I'm reading where people are fighting. All right. Flips and shit. Got it. They won. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Addie, I got calls lined up, but I really appreciate this mini non-spoiler book review, and you've inspired me to finish it quicker.
Well, when you finish it, we have to talk about Bale's last chapter. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, we'll do that. I appreciate that. Addie, call it in. We got 60 Seconds of Science coming in next Thursday. It's going to be exciting, and I can't wait for it there. I'm trying to find some time to do. We did really enjoy a lot of our talk this week. Always enjoy our talks, but there was some stuff that we're going over, Addie. I'm going to try to clip it out this week if I can find some time. So appreciate what you do for us.
Anytime, Ken.
That's also a show I do on Friday. So if we didn't do it last Friday, and we might not do it next Friday. All right, let me bring. Let's see. Oh, I think this guy wants camera. I can tell this guy wants camera. All right, welcome back to the show. This little bleep. What do you got in your mouth there? What do you got in your mouth there, friend? Did you just go get that at the store?
You know, I got to be real with you. Bomb pops are the best.
What do you like about them?
Because the low calorie, number one. Very low calorie, very low sugar. And this is, what, you're going to make fun of me for that? I went shopping today.
No. I saw that.
Today.
I saw that. Where did you go? Where did you get food at?
Yeah. Well, no, I didn't get any food. I went, so I'll show you.
It looks like JCPenney. Did you go to JCPenney?
JCPenney, and I got a suit for my panel. I'm not kidding.
Oh, this is amazing.
New suit. I got a new suit, and I got a new pair of shoes to walk around Japan in. I got.
Oh, that's good. Well, hold on. You're not going to wear the suit with that, though, right?
Whoa,
I can't have high school teacher vibes with you.
You were the best dressed person on Schmodown for the longest time, and I just want to be like you. I just want to be dressed.
Thank you.
You know what I mean?
Thank you. I'm literally Monday morning, 9:30 a.m. I have an interview with the lieutenant for the Burbank Police Department, and I am wearing jeans and a sport coat because I don't own suits anymore. But I got rid of all my suits. I don't have suit pants anymore. I have one jacket left, and you guys saw it every week on the Schmoes. What's that?
It was rough, man.
Yeah.
Was rough for me, I guess.
I owned 14 suits at one point. You guys haven't figured out what I ordered for dinner yet. But anyways,
no, we haven't. Okay, so it's not sushi. It's not Chinese food because I said that.
Right. It's not Thai food. JMB said Thai food. We didn't order that.
I don't remember Grace's dietary restrictions.
She's a vegan. No restrictions. She's a vegan by choice.
Vegan by choice. Okay.
Yeah. And I enjoy dabbling a lot in the vegan lifestyle.
Do you like Indian food? Random. I'm sorry. I just never.
I do. I don't think I've had, quote, good Indian food, and spicy does not. Spicy I love, but it doesn't mix with me. But when I was in London, I wanted to. I didn't have enough time.
Yeah. I don't know what you would have ordered. That I guess I made it too much big of a deal.
No, you didn't make it too big of a deal. It was a fun, stupid game, and look. I have a poll up about what goddamn mystery thing do people believe in. This is what we do around here.
Ken, did you have these books growing up? Wait a minute. Now I have to.
All right. While you do that, I'm going to answer James's question. Oh, do American clocks go forward before ours in the UK? Would explain the last couple of streams. Maybe. Our clocks went forward last week, James. Yes. Oh, I didn't really know that. David, I didn't know this. That you guys' clocks go different. That's confusing. We got to get together as one world and change our clocks together.
Not do that.
Or just not do it.
Yes. Okay, here we go. Did you ever have any of the Mysteries of the Unknown books at any point? Big for 90s kids. I know you weren't exactly.
No, but I had my parody show, Mysteries and the Unknown, or Mysteries of, I couldn't name it what I wanted because those books are the names I wanted to name it. So I had to flip the title around. No, I didn't have those. I'm aware of them, but what are they?
They're a really good set of well-written books, kind of aimed more towards like teenager reading style, and and I found these in great condition. But it's like the classic, like you would find these in your library, like mysterious creatures, and like I loved these growing up. But like I got these, and this is damn near mint condition. I mean, it's crisp.
Yeah.
It's crisp.
It looks good.
Really cool books. It was really cool books.
Here's the thing. Here's the problem with those books is if you put books in those forms, I immediately believe anything in it. So I would have been like Skinwalkers are real if I had that book in the library.
That's the thing, and a lot of this is that kind of energy, like
yes,
the old depictions of gods and how they could have been real.
Gods in bed. Yeah. Laserbolt says in $6 Million Man, Bigfoot was real and an alien, and I believe it was played by Andre the Giant, right? Was it Andre the Giant? I think it was. There you go. JMB says Japan's got a good amount of Indian food, actually quite a bit. Well, so there you go, Scotty. Get yourself some Indian food when you're out there in Japan. I'm not going to be there.
Japanese curry. So
okay. I am bummed. I know I'm going to have FOMO when Star Wars Celebration hits, and I'm not there. Yeah. But and I would be clear, other than you, I don't even think you're doing a panel. I think you're doing something special. But when the main panel stuff got announced, And I got to say, I went, glad I'm not spending money to go there.
Dude, we were talking about that in our group chats. Like literally, it doesn't feel as big as it should be.
It does not feel as big as it should be.
A little weird.
And I will say, I'm okay that there's not a giant showcase panel because I think that puts unneeded pressure on announcements. Mm-hmm. But you got 2 panels that are, come watch Clone Wars with us. What?
Literally.
I'm paying $10,000 to go watch Clone Wars with you?
The star power wasn't there. And another big thing, this is the part that's the most disheartening. No TFA 10-year anniversary.
No 10-year and no Rise 20.
No, yes. Literally. Isn't that crazy? You would have thought Revenge of the Sith would have a 20th because the Phantom Menace had 20th as well. Even Attack of the Clones had 20th. So like,
yes, they did.
Yeah,
yes,
no,
they did.
Know. Not happy.
I don't want to yuck anyone's yum because again, I'm admitting right now. Once I start seeing the pictures from lobby bars, I'm gonna be like, oh, I wish I was there. Plus, it's my birthday on April 19th. I would have been there.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. But so I don't want to. I'm not acting above it. I'm gonna miss being there. But I was a little like, what are we doing here? To come watch with us panels? I don't know.
It's that, and also like, and like the one that's the most disappointing is like the fact that Andor has a panel. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And like, it's gonna come out the next week. It's not like how much more can you hype this up? Like,
and they're gonna
maybe the first episode.
I'm sure they're gonna show the first episodes. Yeah, I think that's gonna happen. And look, there's gonna be some cool announcements, all that kind of stuff. But I'm excited. I'm excited for you. All right, you and I will talk off here too about scheduling. We'll do a midi Glorians episode here. But all right, so the food. No one's gonna. I'm just trying to get to the food. We ordered veggie grill. Everybody, come on.
Oh, okay. What did you get? What was your order?
I always get they always have a good little hamburger thing I get there with some French fries and then some vegan tacos. A fish Baja fish taco and a carne asada taco. Vegan.
You know, I will say this, being kind of a foodie person in Louisiana, it's like, to me, there's always this weird extra bar of like, I'm from a state that has notoriously good food. When I went to LA, the food was all very good in LA. Because you go to some states and you're like, oh God, no, I'm dreading this. Or everything I had in LA was actually really good. It's good, man.
Scotty's pounding that pop. Not the first time he's heard that in his life. LA's got some great food, man. I love this city and defend it with my heart. And look, it's spread out. All those stuff is true. It lacks some of the central community, but once you find your community and you find your friends, it's such a wonderful place to live. It's expensive, indeed, but where isn't these days?
Yes. But you also have more variety. Like, we wouldn't have anything like that in Louisiana. What'd you call it? Veggie Grill? Never even heard of that.
Veggie Grill. So it's a fast food restaurant.
Not for us.
No, it's a fast food restaurant. It's great.
Like 8 Raising Cane's just within arm's distance.
There's a Raising Cane's down the street. It's across the street from the Chick-fil-A. It's a weird spiritual chicken battle.
Yes.
Seriously.
And really Cane's originated in Baton Rouge. The first Cane's by LSU's campus. So
I can't look.
Yeah,
and Sidecar Donuts is great. Yeah, Maddie's not wrong. One of my regrets was of this past year. Nothing Mark and I could do about it, but the comedy show we were supposed to do in New Orleans it just kind of didn't happen. And I really wanted to get back to New Orleans, and I wanted to have a local like you.
Great. Oh, I would have taken you everywhere.
Hold my hand like a Lady Gaga song in a Jet movie. Hold my hand and just take me around that city, showing me how to do it.
I would have been there.
I've been there. I love it.
It's great, but I think I would have taken you to a few places that you had not been, and you would have very much enjoyed. And there's always an opportunity for the future.
No, we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. All right. Final thing here before I let you go, Scotty. Appreciate you checking in here. What is the one thing you might believe in? Again, I personally don't think any of these things are real, but Bigfoot, Loch Ness monster, Skinwalkers, aliens are already here. What's the thing you most likely might believe in?
Me personally, I like the idea of aliens. There's just something oddly, it makes you feel small, which is good in most cases. It makes you feel a little like the world is bigger than it should be. Bigfoot, coming from a forested area was kind of something that tickles your brain. Like when you go hunting and stuff, or whenever you go in the forest, you do get a little bit of a sense of like wonder. You're kind of like, man, you never know. Okay. But I think aliens being amongst us. But I don't think it's like they're wearing disguises. like I feel like
not Men in Blackish. Okay.
No, they'd be more sophisticated. But that's just my answer.
Okay, I like it. It could be the Dolphins. Like not the Miami Dolphins, but it could be like Hitchhikers teaches us. It could be the Dolphins in the sea. So long, and thanks for all the fish. Scotty, I'll reach out to you, and we are going to do some Force Center in soon.
You're the best, Ken 8. Have a great rest
Thank you. All right, suck on a pop again. All right, Scotty J. Rowe, check it in. Love him, love Jerry, love what they do. Check out the Bombad cast. All right. We got some calls lined up. We're going to get through these calls. I am excited to have you all calling in. Don't forget, if you want to call in, I'd love to have, I always say this, I want to choose my words. Love the regular callers. It's the community that we're building, but love to have new voices on too, hear from other people, become a YouTube channel member here. Or you can support on Patreon, patreon.com/CatNapsuck. The newest episode of Pop Rockin' Radio is up. We have new music from Haim and was excited to put that song in there. But I have to do, and I accidentally uploaded the edited version, the censored version to Patreon. Maybe I'll go around and upload another version if enough people want it. But the new Haim song has, I think, 20 F-bombs in it. And so I can't play that on the radio show, so I had to manually go in and cut every F-bomb out. It was good. All right, checking up. Dan Marino's from Mars, Ray Finkel is from Venus. That's true, David. And also, I think you should start doing some stand-up right there. Rad says, Stoner Thought. Oh, this is great. We should create a segment here. Because we got some users. We got some partakers. I don't yet. Who knows? My 50th birthday is coming up in a year. This last year, I might start doing things I've never done. Rads has a Stoner Thought. We should just do a Stoner Thought segment. Stoner Thought, what if we are the aliens and we've just forgotten about it? I'm not stoned, but I think that might be true. I think we haven't. I think we haven't thought about it enough. Rads, I think you're onto something there. 8984M says, oh, wait, there's a veggie grill near me. What's the wreck? I think 8984M, you should try, if you just want to go with like a vegan burger, I think you should go with their VG Classic. I do recommend that. They have a lot of veggie grills. It's a combo. They have like a mas veggies. It's like a Mexican restaurant edition, and it's like when Carl's Jr. teamed up with the Green Burrito. They have some great tacos and stuff there. I'm trying the carne asada tacos tonight, but if you want to just go simple, try it out. You got French fries. You know that's a guarantee. Get the VG Classic. Roger, new member. Love that. Appreciate that. Call in. Let's talk Bigfoot. I got an itchy nose today. All right, let's take a call here. We got Brennan Mystical Mar calling in. We love hearing from Brennan, and I want to know what's on your mind, buddy. Hit me, my friend. Hit me.
Hello. How you doing?
You know what? I'm having a hopeful weekend, Brennan. A hopeful weekend.
That's good. Well, I've come in to be a little bit contrarian.
Be contrarian.
Andor.
Right. Okay.
So, just to get it out of the way.
Yeah.
I do think it's incredible.
Okay. You think it's incredible? You think it's well made?
I think it's maybe the best made, but
hear you.
I don't put it on that pedestal that some people do.
Some people do. I've been talking about it over the last year or so. I poke at it. I poke at Tony Gilroy a lot. I'm with you on that.
Yes, I'm on that page.
But what is the one thing you're looking forward to in season 2? What is the one thing that you're like, ooh, I can't wait to see this?
Well, if the teaser was correct in its tone, it looks like it's going to be enough of sitting around. Let's all go and do something.
Yes.
No sitting around making long-winded speeches by Luthen.
We might have some. I think we might have some, but I think one of the things you're picking up on that I think's in the trailer is we are, especially as the story ramps up closer to Rogue One and A New Hope. Let's not forget the action. We're gonna have a little bit more action than I think we had last time around. I agree with that. And it's going to be very Star Warsy action. I think this second season's going to, quote, connect to Star Wars more in a way that might even challenge those Andor fans that put it on a pedestal, which is not a bad thing, putting the show on the pedestal. But I think it's going to be more connected, not just in terms of characters, but just the Star Wars feel.
Yeah, but the contrarian part is the politics.
Okay.
Now, obviously, for many of us, we're going to be looking at the show and drawing comparisons to the real world.
Right.
But there's probably a lot of fans who don't. And
I'd say more than we would hope. Yeah.
And maybe that's a good thing, maybe that's a bad thing. But I think that the point is that I don't think everyone necessarily has to.
Has to what?
Draw those comparisons.
Okay. Yeah. Gotcha.
Now, it's probably good that we do.
Yeah.
But I don't think everyone has to. I mean, like, let's go back 20 years to 2005.
Right.
I don't know how many people in the theater, when Anakin says, "You're not with me, you're the enemy."
Yeah.
I don't know how many people did the Leo DiCaprio, point at the screen. Oh, he said the thing. He said the George W. thing. I don't think that many people did.
I think you're right, but I was sitting next to one that did. My friend who laughed really loudly in the Cinerama Dome. George Lucas is such a liberal, and she herself was, and I at the time was like, nah. So that's the rest of the theater did.
I think it's more the idea that there are these real world comparisons.
Yeah.
That can be drawn in all Star Wars media.
Totally.
That maybe your average viewer just doesn't pick up on. It's not what they're thinking.
They don't, and to be clear, I don't think it's like that is not even in just one category of people. I think there's in the conversation around it, there might be like, those people that love Andor because it's dark and gritty and the most adult Star Wars, and they're missing the point. There is that group, but there's some folks, I know some who are just like, yeah, man, I watch Star Wars. Like I don't plug in, I don't need to plug in, and I don't miss, and I think there's always room, which is why at Force Center, and I never like to speak for Joseph and Jennifer when they're not around, but it's like we will continue to find that balance. We're just wondering with Andor 2 in comparison with what's going on, we might not be able to hold ourselves back, but we have always tried to strike a balance of, hey, we're talking about the piece of art, the entertainment, and we'll pull some stuff out of it and maybe just lead some of you to water. And if you want to take a drink, you do. If you don't, we're good. And we keep going. You know what I mean?
Well, I've got a friend of mine. It's kind of funny. She was saying, I don't know if the powers that be will allow this show to be released because of the political climate. And my response to her was, I think most of them don't get it.
Right.
Most of them are like, oh, Star Wars, neat,
Yeah. No, there's a lot of it, and I think it's important to remember that aspect of it because it's not all like I said, with ill intention or the media literacy issue and everything. I just think I get frustrated because there are so many I know that are also like. You and I have talked about it too. Stop making Star Wars political. It's like, oh my god! But that conversation's almost become so old. I don't even engage in it anymore.
Yeah, and the other thing is that I think the great thing about Star Wars is the buffet.
I do love buffets.
Engage with the politics.
Yeah.
Then it's there, and if you don't want to, well. For most people, I don't think that they are choosing to ignore it. I think they just it doesn't cross their minds.
Yeah, and also there's today's show. Look, there's a lot of things right now today in the headlines, including the fact that we have gone back to 1798 and a wartime rule that I'd love to dive into. But I also think for me today, in this hour and a half I'm on the air, it's better for me not to engage with it right now. Just in the terms of I need to talk about Bigfoot and I need to talk about Veggie Grow, and I think there's we try to maintain, especially at Force Center, an idea that hey, some people, even if they're very aware of the politics of Star Wars, do just want to engage with the pew pew pew. That's why we have Star Wars Ranked, and that's why we have other things, and so it's a tough balance in this modern world.
Yep, and as for your question at the top of the show, I don't think I believe in Bigfoot or any of that stuff.
But if you were like, I might believe in one, Brennan, what would it be? Because this is research more than just a question. This is research for me.
It's a tough one.
Okay. Bigfoot, Loch Ness Monster, Skinwalkers, aliens already being here.
I imagine aliens already visited, but then thought we were ridiculous and left us. Hold on. There we go. Home run of a hip. Love that, Brennan. Appreciate it. We'll be watching Star Wars together soon, in a way. Oh, yes, we will. It'll be fun.
All right, everyone. Thank you, Brennan, for calling in. I got some calls queued up here. Do not forget to check out Brennan's podcast, Page Turners. They were not. We'll see you very soon, Brennan. Okay?
See ya.
All right, Brennan Marr checking in. Brennan Mystical Marr, one of the best competitors in the old movie trivia schmodown. What do they call it? I know it was a fan league, but that could be disparaging to just use that term. But it was the other leagues they had going on. I forget. Cam Stewart says aliens would see us as incredibly primitive if they were able to come visit us and remain undetected if they follow the Prime directive. I agree with that. I agree with them. Kingsport Cow says it was a fan league. Yeah, it was a fan league, but I also don't want to it's kind of, I don't know. There was some weird tension between the it's not like we were professional schmo. Well, I received money for my contributions, but I don't want to poke at the divide. I don't want to poke at the divide there. There you go. David Mackay with a 5 pounds. I love getting super blathers from all over the world. First class league. Thank you, David. Thank you. You can always count on David. I mean that with all my heart. David is. I don't lean on David, but sometimes if I set up a stream wrong, I know David will find it, and I need it. There's been so many times where I pound through things kind of quickly, but also so busy doing things. Like I had a stream's time set different the other day. Like it happens all the time. So David's always in my corner. That's what I'm trying to say here. James says, listen, the Loch Ness monster is real. First sighted in year 700 or whatever. Why would that old guy lie? Look, I want to go. Here's the thing. Same with ghosts. I don't really know about the ghosts. But I want to go on a ghost hunt. I want to go up to Loch Ness. I want to go. I want to get on a boat and have sonar, look at it. I don't know if I want to camp and go search for Bigfoot, but if Laserbolt wanted to pack up the fifth wheel and we headed on out, I want to. Kingsport Cow says, why would anyone lie? I don't know. Why would anyone lie? We're here for maybe about another half hour, so if you want to call in the show, please. We do have some calls queued up here. But I'm never know. Cal's in the queue, but I don't know. He has a request. He requests sometimes the end of the show. He's making notes. I see it. So I'm going to imagine Cal's going to be doing the summary, which we love, and we quite frankly need. But I'm not going to bring you on, Cal. I'm not going to sip another beer, okay? Oh, get another beer. Get a Modelo. Get a Dos Equis. Yeah, he's shaking. I can't see it, but I'm assuming you're drinking something that's, appropriate for a Saturday night. Okay, let's check the poll again. Aliens are, it's the Miller Lite, he says. Aliens are the one. Look, we're in a time period where more people are ready to accept aliens. I'm not. I got to tell you right now. I will fight against the idea that aliens are real here or anywhere. I really will. Unless they're, you're talking about some microbitic kind of life form that doesn't even make a sound. Sure, I can accept that. I've heard George Lucas and James Cameron talk about it. I mean, who else? Would I ever argue with them on that? No. But I don't. But I think it's aliens already being here would probably be the thing I'd vote for over even Bigfoot or Loch Ness. The Loch Ness monster, to what James pointed out, it's the time frame. So unless we're saying this thing's been living for centuries, it's got to be something new. Is it a family? Does it procreate by itself? Does it split into threes? Like, what's going on there? That's what I would need to figure out. If there's a bunch of Bigfoots, I can see that a little bit more. JMB says, I accept aliens exist in some form, somewhere statistically speaking. Yeah, I that's thrown in my face a lot. And this might be one of the last things I draw upon from my past spiritual leanings, which are still there. But I think and like the idea that we are alone, and that's the point. And that's the point of part of the existence. This is all we got. We are all we got. And we got to make do with that. That's kind of where I go with that. So there you go. Matty Gunner says, leaving anything that lives in deep body water, leave that alone. Maddie's in the back of an Uber. He might be drunk, so that might be why that. Leave anything that lives in any deep body water the hell alone. Okay, that made sense. Maybe I'm the one that's drunk. If you got a call queued up, if you want to become a call queued up, get in here right now. 898 for him says, technically we are the aliens. Love that. Big news. I think Saturday nights, usually Jared, the TIE pilot, is off living his life, maybe playing a show tonight. Who knows? But I do want to announce that coming, I think we're not going to have a show Monday. I have a little tiny little gig I'm doing Monday. So I think we're going to go live Tuesday, but we might not be live until next Thursday. But it doesn't matter. On next Thursday's show, so, Jared, I hope you're listening later on. On next Thursday's show, I have, I think, at least 5. I think it's like 5 episodes. Let me count it here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. With a bonus 6. Okay. I have 5 episodes of Deep Space Nine with a bonus 6 episode selected for me by Jennifer Muro, who's going to come onto the show next Thursday, schedule willing with her, and explain the episodes and share the episodes, and we'll see if we can make that happen. So, in terms of me watching DS9. So, I've wanted to keep the bit going that I don't watch them, so who knows if I will watch them. But we will announce next Thursday the 5 episodes. The 5 episodes. Svetnik says I can't give in, but I have them. Jared's not here, but I need to tease it because we almost did it tonight. She almost called in tonight, but I Thursday's kind of the main show still around here, and I know Jared can be there for that, and I wanted to do that. 898 for him says I'll watch with you. Hey, maybe we do a watch party. Maybe we do that. We can figure that out. So just know that's coming. And yeah, definitely no show Monday, maybe a show Tuesday. You guys will see the link. Tully checks in. I'm so excited. And I just can't hide it. James says something that I understand. No aliens means we are the pinnacle of life, and I refuse to accept that. I can get behind that. I just, again, think that is kind of the point. We should be the pinnacle of life, and this is what we're doing with it, so shouldn't we strive to be better? That's what I think. Maybe. I don't know. Wicked Peacock Friday. Addie says, can I withhold signs till you watch? No, I will not give in to threats. There's no one saying I'm going to even watch these shows. All right? There's no one saying. And I'm looking at I'm not going to share the episodes. We're going to unveil them. But I am, let's see, where did that go? Where's that email? Yeah, okay. And she had someone, we'll reveal who. She had someone working on this with her. 1, 2, 3, again, 5 episodes. Oh, these are Intriguing titles. Intriguing titles. So that's coming Thursday. Addie says, I don't care if you watch DS9. But offended if you watch it and not watch Wicked. You can't be offended. People have been trying to get me to watch things for decades. For decades. Before I was even on shows, people would be like, in my life, hey, you know what you should watch? And I'd be like, nah, I shouldn't. It's the thing. All right. I got a call lined up. Cal's in the bullpen. He's warming up. Ooh, God, that rotator cuff is a little tight, Cal. Look at, I can't throw a curveball now. Can't throw a curveball. But welcome to the show now. He is fast becoming one of the key contributors here. But let me check the poll first. Well, no, I'll check the poll when he gets in here. Welcome back to the show. Camera ready, in his beanie, sipping some tea. Jerry the Cannon Junkie is here. How are you, buddy? How are you? Thank you. Are you sick? What's going on?
No. I know. I look like I know. I looked infirmed there.
It looked like Theraflu.
Hello, kid. No, it's God bless you for thinking I was refined enough to be drinking tea at this time of night. I hate my life, so this is a cup of Joe. So
it's a cup of Joe. There's a lot of cream in that Joe.
I put a little bit of I just got a caramel mocha from Aldi.
Oh, from Aldi. Look at this highfalutin man. Let me puff on my cigarette like a socialite.
Oh my! I don't have anything. I think I got some old school. These the batteries are out on these. Otherwise, I would.
Again, for any family watching, this is a prop cigarette I used to use for a character that I hold to manage my anxiety. All right.
And for my mom, this is an electronic crayon. So.
You're lying. I'm telling the truth. All right, so let me check the poll. I wanted to get your thoughts on this here. What is the one thing you might believe in? The poll right now, 40 votes are in. Make sure you like the video if you're watching right now, folks. 40 votes are in. Bigfoot, Loch Ness Monster, Skinwalkers, aliens are already here. The leader in the clubhouse is aliens, 47%. Then we got Bigfoot, 25%. Loch Ness, Nessie, 20%. Skinwalkers, 8%. First question for you, Jerry. You familiar with Skinwalkers enough to have an opinion?
Yes, I am familiar with a lot of the, all of these creatures, these egregores, some might say. Some might say that a lot of this stuff was created by the human brain. An egregore is a thought form energy ghost, or a thought form brought to life because so many people thought about it that it got consciousness. And that gives us a lot of, you like the whole that we need to be doing better. And that gives a lot to human consciousness. And so as we've seen, it's not really the strongest on record right now. So maybe that's not it. I enjoy that theory that our brains, we don't understand how powerful the thing, what we have is. Right.
So we,
and so, but because that's another thing. There was are you familiar with, what was not the Philadelphia experiment? There was an experiment where, basically these researchers sought out to create a ghost. They came up with a name. They came up with a detailed, this is when this person lived. This was their family. This was their station in life. And they thought on it. These volunteers for a long time. If anyone knows in the chat, if anyone else is a creepy weirdo like me, because I'm doing us all a disservice by forgetting the name of the experiment. It's the
I don't know if I've heard of this.
The Philip experiment, maybe, because they made I believe the ghost they created was a man named Philip who lived in back in the Renaissance times.
Sure.
And
so
and according to them, Ken, they would like seances to summon this that they created, and they reported the table, moving table, knocks in the room and stuff like old school seance type stuff.
Okay. I mean, you're messing with dark powers.
Other kinds of things. Well, and voices. Yeah.
Okay, so let me, and we don't have the information in front of us. This is fascinating.
No. Yeah.
Google, according to 8984M, who I trust, Google says Philip experiment in Toronto. I'm going to look this up.
Okay.
So
It's
what
fascinating.
to summarize here, what you're saying is these researchers, which is a loose term, but these researchers.
I'm a researcher.
Yeah, I one of my things on my resume is a researcher. So they created, typed it up. Ooh, what if his name was Philip and he was in the rent? Oh, what if he was a blacksmith? Ooh.
I mean,
they typed it up, and then they had an actual seance or did some sort of ceremonies, and Philip showed up.
They did a lot of things. Like this was over a period of months and stuff like that, because you had to build up.
It wasn't a couple days and a weekend follow up. Okay, yeah.
No, this isn't a weekend. This isn't like a weekend retreat. This is like, a couple months of like, research build up, and then like also like constantly trying to do these like things. And again,
okay.
I am no expert. I am an amateur. I am an amateur.
Look. As I keep saying, Jerry, you and I are two white dudes with beards and microphones. We are the experts of the world. Okay.
Well, listen. Like we together, all we need is one more guy, and we can start like the real like Ghostbusters. Like there's just a bunch.
I'm
of
in on this.
White dudes.
I'm in on this. I'm in on this. Well, we're gonna Cal's gonna be part of the team. Cal's gonna be part of the team.
You Cal, you Cal there.
So, okay, this is fascinating. By the way, I can't believe you did this today unplanned. I will text you why that's fascinating and an idea I have. So, anyways, okay. So, what do you say? So, the results of this research is that we can manifest ghosts or spirits.
The point of the research and the point of the research was it was basically to say like that maybe this is an answer, because you have a lot of people who aren't crazy, who aren't, there's like some very refutable, at least
here's because let me just stay here. Okay. And you and I come from a religious background, and whether or not I believe in Satan or demons anymore, I don't know, but I know people that do. And I've there's been things going on, but also that's a different conversation you and I can have, that I now believe less than I did as a kid. But I know people, you would even say maybe I live with someone who has conducted some of these things, and things have happened that are irrefutable.
Right. And
I don't have that answer, but I have, and there's witnesses, I have not seen it. But they're in terms of even just seances or the boards and everything, where some stuff. I'm not talking about. Do you have a grandma? You do. What a miracle! I guessed you have a grandma.
Did she wear white diamonds?
Yeah. Have you had any heartbreak in your life? You have. Oh my God. Oh. Not that. Yeah. Not that. There has been. We're doing something here. Boom! Something shatters over there.
Right.
Right.
That is what it is. See, when you get into a lot of like paranormal study and stuff, it's not Ghostbusters. It is boring. It is boring as shit. Okay, Cal, it's fine. Whatever.
Cal's scared. Cal's scared. He's scared. Okay, that's right.
It's okay.
Okay. I want to know more about this. Okay, great. So while you sip your tea, which I'm now convinced it's tea, and you've just been lying to all of us, much like you're lying to your parents about your electronic cigarette. Do you, which one of those four might you believe in the most?
I don't know if you saw my comment earlier. I said, where's the all of the above?
I did see that.
On this thing that you were going to say, yeah. And I was going to say, I was a little upset that it wasn't. I know.
That's a cheap mother trucker. It's a cheap.
It is cheap. But you know what? I chose aliens because, and I've told on this show.
This started our relationship.
And
this started our relationship.
It truly did. And that,
like, I used to like Scotty more. Now I like you more because of the alien story.
I was gonna say, well, I look like Richard Dreyfuss from that movie. I constantly make I mean, I'm constantly like carving stuff into my mashed potatoes all the time.
The moment you said, I was like, "Holy fuck, he looks like Richard Dreyfuss in the '70s."
I get so the ones I get the most. I get the one I get the most is Zach Galifianakis, or most people don't know his actual name. They know, oh, you look like that dude from The Hangover.
Yeah.
Better than before The Hangover came out. I got, you look like that dude who gets his dick stuck in the hot tub from Out Cold, which is anyway.
Yep, I got it. I get Tom Segura. I get Tom Segura, though Segura just shaved his beard and has lost too much weight, so I look like you look like Tom Segura's fat cousin with a beard. But anyways, where I used to get, like, I've been at the Comedy Store and Mark Maron has come up to me and been like, "Dude, Todd, how have you been? I haven't seen you." And I've been like, "Hey, not Todd, not Tom.
So he knows you as, oh, that's that one, that Ken dude or something, right? Or something like that.
Maron? No.
Maron, yeah.
No. He just knows me as, oh, dude. So sorry. Apologies.
Dude who looks like, oh, that's what. Okay.
Yeah, no. But I've had people like the Tom Segura thing.
Yeah.
I had a coffee, like a barista. Like, have you ever heard Tom Segura? Tom Segura. That's great. But I have been, when I'm at the Comedy Store, which I get it. Comic. I'm there. I'm hanging on the patio. I've had people ask for autographs and pictures, much like the Dave Filoni thing, which I have done that before. Chicago, I got stopped and people thought I was Dave Filoni. One poor couple took pictures, and I still think they probably thought they were with Dave. Right. Dave Filoni. But anyways, I'm distracting myself. It's an ego thing. You absolutely look like you are Richard Dreyfuss in 1977 searching for aliens.
Yeah. No, this is how I leave my house every morning to go to work, you know.
Yeah. It's a shark. Okay. All right, so aliens for you. We talked about it before. That makes sense. Okay.
And I mean, and again, like all of the caveats in place and stuff like that, you know, like do I think what I saw was aliens specifically? Maybe not. I don't know. Like maybe all UFOs and USOs, whatever they are UAPs, come from the ocean, and it's just like plasma or something.
When I was working at the channel I was working at for last year, like the host was kind of I don't want to be a UFO guy. I'm not into that. But if it was, I do think it's ocean versus space.
Yeah, ocean farts. Yeah, that's all it is.
All right, Jerry, this has been wonderful. We're gonna do more. Okay, I'm gonna text you in a little bit. So sip that little chamomile tea. Skip it. Go play with your mashed potatoes, and we'll be talking soon. All right, buddy.
Oh, can you show me the way to go home? Boom, boom,
All right, there he is. He's done. All right, we are going to bring. We got Cal lined up, but we got a Saturday appearance. Enjoy your crayon, says there. Also, by the way, shout out to James Holmes gifting 5 more memberships to the channel. If you got one of those memberships and you're here now, call in. You go to the community tab on the YouTube page. There should be links up there for you. Have to look for either Saturday, Thursday, or Monday. And get on in there. If I do a show on Tuesday, the Monday link will be the Tuesday. You know how to work it. But anyways, Adam Knight says spirits exist. That much I believe in. Okay, yeah. I like that's maybe I'll have some people on there. Maybe I can get Grace to come on with that. I'm a big skeptic. I'm a doubter, but I do trust even someone like Jerry, even like my buddy Mark Riley, when they're like, "Hey, I can't explain this." Because I had that too. I'm okay with the unexplained. I just don't like to rush to fill in those blanks like a lot of people do. All right, welcome to the show now. He's got his face on today just because I wanted to track the growth of the beard coming back. Is it coming back? Are you holding steady here now?
No, we're doing good. We're gonna let it. Okay. We're just gonna let things go.
Producer Steve here. I got a big trim yesterday. Big trim. Got a haircut. I got this job interview Monday. And I'm really terrified if I get this job, they'd make me shave my beard because it's technically a city job underneath the police. But I want to, let me clean it up. But I thought, do I go all the way? But I'm like, no, don't ask for permission. Apologize. So I got the beard. You look great, my friend. What's on your mind?
Thank you. No, same. The beard is coming back. No, yours is looking fresh. Good job with good call on the cleaning up for the interviews. Good luck, by the way.
Thank you.
I got a haircut today too. Actually, might not look like it, but we got the mane kind of like trimmed up. So
it looks good. I'm gonna get to. She just showed up here. Can I jump back a second here? And you got some great stuff here. Romo's here. Lord Romo of the Galactic broadcast. We won a Fortnite crown this morning with our buddies Hal and Nigel. I unveiled this earlier, Lauren, to Laserbolt, but I'm unveiling it to you. I have a 1990 Pro Set Wayne Fonts coach card. I'm thinking of making you two fight it out, and the winner gets this sent to them. So, we'll put it to chat and see what we can come up with. Let us know. All right, what's on your mind, Steve? Where are we going?
So I got a couple of things. We'll go to the crypt. I got some cryptid thoughts. So I've got top 5 cryptids.
Top 5 cryptids. Let's do it.
And then I want you to think about also, but while we're talking about these, I want to hear your results for a cryptid Royal Rumble. We'll go to that next.
Love this. Okay.
Just think about that for a second. Okay.
Okay.
And then I do have some sports at the end. So
we'll get. If we do, we do. I got the big week for me. Our keepers are due in fantasy baseball. Me and my co-owner Corey. So big week for us. Big week. Got to get those keepers in. All right. Take me where you want to go.
Top five cryptids. So number 5, Mothman.
Whoa. Okay. Forgotten one. Yeah. Low ranker. Yeah.
All right, number 4 is Wendigo. Wendigo.
Oh yeah, what is that one? I remember that one.
It's like a skinny cannibal type thing.
Yes.
It's scary. It's tall, icky. Yeah.
Yeah. Scary, tall, icky. That describes most of Hollywood. Ba-boom.
Number 3, Chupacabra.
Chupacabra. Yep. Okay. Yep. Like that. Yep. Good video out there of Chupacabra.
Yeah, some solid evidence on Chupacabra if you're into that kind of thing. Number 2, big classic, Nessie.
Go now, Nessie. Number 2. Okay, got it. I like that. Number 1,
and then number 1 is the GOAT. It's Bigfoot.
It's hard. It's hard to say anything other than Bigfoot. I do believe that's the choice.
So in our top 5, or you can bring in some other ones. The only one I would not include would be Aliens, because I think Aliens just brings in too much technology and too many what ifs, and we don't really know. So discounting Aliens, who wins your cryptid Royal Rumble?
Of those choices,
yeah,
Mothman.
Or if you want to bring something else in, go for it. Like who beats Mothman?
Skinwalkers are scary. Werewolves that walk and change forms. Chupacabra's violent. It's going to rip your ankles off. But Mothman is scary enough. It's like a sleeper pick. Like no one who draws 30 in the Royal Rumble is going to win for the most part. So that's why Bigfoot comes in a little bit later. But Mothman's my sleeper pick.
Mothman. Okay, I like it. Yeah. See. You would think Bigfoot has an advantage just based on size. He could probably tank a lot of hits there. Chupacabra is just little. I can see the Bigfoot would just kind of kick Chupacabra and hit something.
Yeah, JMB brings a New Jersey Devil, which is a good one. I know I did a lot of research for the New Jersey Devil. I know too much of its origins. It's puritanical Christianity trying to drum out some. Opposition in the village. It's not. It's a thing. Yeah. Oh yeah. Will McClain's is local. The local legends. South Carolina has Lizard Man. Okay, I love that. Okay. A lot of people going for the the Chewbacca Cabra. Okay, that's the thing. All right. So who would you have win this one?
I think I would have gone Bigfoot at first, just based on the size. But I think, can Mothman fly? Is that part of his thing?
Here's what I'm going to do.
I feel like I think that counts.
I'm going to go to the Google machine and I'm going to type in the words, "Can Mothman fly?" So I hope Kash Patel and the FBI, when they're watching all of us, I hope they see this here. Can Mothman fly? I'm going to get an AI generated answer.
Of course.
Yes, according to the Mothman legend, the creature is described as having wings and the ability to fly, often at high speeds. Okay, that makes sense.
Well, then that's a pretty good pick. I'm going to stick with Bigfoot just based on he was my first. Got to go with your gut, but
the ground game.
Yeah,
Bigfoot's got some ground game, though. If you get him off his knees, it might be a problem there. Okay, yeah. This is great. Now, you have an idea here that we might have to do. First of all, you just created a great segment called Blather Brackets. So that's amazing. Two, this is why you're producer, Steve. Two, cryptid bracket. Be a good thing. Be a good thing here.
Yeah, that might be a good idea. There might be legs to that. But speaking of brackets, what I wanted to bring up with the bracket is we have Selection Sunday tomorrow for the after school sports basketball tournament.
For both, right? We got the men's and the women's.
Yeah, I think the women's might be on Monday. I'm not sure. Maybe they are both on the same day now. I thought they were on different days. But
the only reason I'm actually asking because that little like kind of one-off job I got tomorrow afternoon, I have to like pay attention to the women's bracket announcement.
Okay. Awesome.
But it could be Monday. You might be right. Okay, we'll see.
Yeah. I'm not sure. I don't remember. I should know that. That's a blind spot on the producer's part. But speaking of the bracket,
you've done so well, and I'm like, oh, you didn't
know. What I would like to do for next Thursday, what we can do is we'll do a cliche bracket. We'll serve you up the teams that you know nothing about, like there's 68 teams, whatever there is, right on Thursday. Okay. But instead of you just picking the teams based on their seeding or whatever, that's boring. Let's think of, and I'm down to take suggestions in the chat. This is a half baked idea still. I don't really actually figure shit out till right before we go to air with it, but. Again, we don't get paid around here, so which is okay. So think of something that we can do to like, if it's UNC versus Duke, how are we going to serve it up? Like, Duke has this famous alumni or this like animal associated with it, or like something, right? Like, so I'm hoping that people at home or in the comments, that are watching this between now and Thursday can come up with some kind of creative thing, and we'll figure something out where it's like, okay, here you go, Ken, between Indiana and the Little Sisters of the Poor, who's going to win based on these two things? We'll still have the other information, but we got to some other kind of
you know what I could do too, and I don't want to shut out folks that don't have the means to join as a member or a Patreon page thing. I always try to keep that in mind, but maybe I can put a community tab up or a Discord/Patreon thing up of any ideas on this there too, or just put them in the comments. If we're back Tuesday, we'll figure it out too.
Yeah, and if and please, anyone who's got any good ideas, I'll lift something. But if not, I'll figure something out before game time, and we'll have a bracket for you on Thursday.
There you go. I love it. Okay, blather brackets. I enjoy it. Producer Steve, grow that beard.
We're getting there. All
right, cool.
Thanks, Ken.
One more call. See ya. All right, we are almost out of here. My food is getting cold, but that does not mean we're gonna cut this short, because adding this man to the stage right now, he is the one and only Kingsport Cal. Calvin, how are you doing?
Hey, how you doing? Can you hear me, Ken?
I can. You're smooth tonight. You are like a smooth jazz station tonight.
All right, I don't believe you, but okay.
Why? Well, okay, hold on. I'm going to ask you a question. Why don't you believe me? You also, at times, you slide into my DMs, in a classy manner, I will add, and I don't think you believe how much I appreciate you.
Well, Ken, I'm not questioning your your loyalty to me. Anyway, no.
Okay.
I'm not questioning that. I just like to check in and let you know what I'm thinking. That's all. I just like
Cal, you tickle me in the most wonderful way. So okay, so what's on the mind tonight? I don't want to do the pressure on you to always do a recap, but any questions?
Well, I was going to tell you, it's appropriate that you don't have a show Monday, it being St. Patty's Day, which is one of my favorite holidays of all time, which I would not be able to attend that show anyway. But I'm glad, so I could get out a little bit. I could talk about St. Patty's, which is a great holiday. I don't really know the meaning behind it, Ken. That's not the point.
St. Patty's Day. I at this point, I don't want to look up the true meaning of St. Patty's Day because we Americans probably shouldn't be celebrating it. I'm just going to guess, but I've never really partaken. It's here in LA, a lot of Irish bars out there. It's amateur hour. You don't want to be caught in all that. But I got to tell you, I think you're right. Good, I didn't have a show, but you calling in from a bar on St. Patty's Day might, number one, get the show canceled, but two, might be the best thing ever.
Well, I wouldn't. I have I can't do that plan, but usually what I do every year, I have an Irish friend, a gal pal of mine, who is 100%.
Probably don't need to know more than that. I probably don't need to know more than that.
No. I'm not going that far, but I'm just saying. She's a friend of mine, and she's the one that introduced me to room temperature beer. Room temperature beer.
Oh,
Have you
okay.
ever drink that?
Yeah, by accident. I've never liked it. I'm not much of a beer guy. And one of the reasons is after like the first 4 sips, I'm done with it emotionally, spiritually.
Yeah, I could power through it, but
Sure.
it's not a pleasant experience. I would tell you that much. It's not
Yeah, room temperature
I mean,
look, let's be honest. What you just said is women describing most of their relationships. So yes.
Yeah, I could power through it.
Yeah. Yeah.
He makes enough money that I could power through. Anyway.
I didn't say that even. I'm just saying. All right, I guess this is what I got right now. Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kind of like what I was talking about. I still remember that, Ken. I still think about that when I seen that couple at the courthouse, and not at the courthouse, at the whatever, when I was renewing my tags and they got married, whatever. They were going to get married, got the marriage certificate.
Right.
Anyway, yeah, I have that. Oh, yeah, and I wanted to talk about a little bit about seasonal fatigue. Like I was talking about earlier.
Okay.
Yeah, I was talking about earlier, the time went forward. Now, let me tell you something, Ken. I'm listening. This happens.
Okay.
When I'm at work, I work at a factory, right? And we work 12 hours.
Do you do 412s? Do you do 412s?
I do a swing shift type deal where we do 2 on and then 5 off, and then 5 on and 2 off, if that makes sense.
Got it. Okay, that's interesting. Okay. I can dig.
Yeah, it's a work-life balance thing.
That's good.
But here's the thing though, Ken.
Mm-hmm.
I'm always there every year. I'm always there when the time changes. When it goes back, it's terrible. It's terrible. It goes back because you watch it. It goes back. Anyway, now when it goes forward, it's a celebration. It's like New Year's. We all gather around our phones and we wait for 2 o'clock to turn into 3 o'clock. It's the best thing in the world because we get to work 11 hours instead of 12.
Oh, when I was working graveyard security. Same thing, graveyard security. Those nights where you're springing forward, you felt like you're the king of the world. King of the world. Okay,
it's a silver lining.
Silver lining. I like it. Seasonal fatigue.
Yeah, seasonal fatigue is a thing though, because I didn't really notice it until about a few years ago. Because I want to say because the days are longer, and you know what I mean, and which is cool. But when it changes in November, it'll change it to go back. So the days are shorter, so it gets dark earlier. Yeah. So it kind of puts you in different moods. And like people were saying, I think it should be abolished. I think we should stick with one time because
one time.
You know what I mean?
Where we're in
seasonal fatigue.
I think it's real. I think a lot of people I know this week are in the last 2 weeks are a little extra tired, and sometimes this year it didn't seem to affect me, though usually. It's Sundays usually that it happens, and this year, I was sleeping in. Sundays are kind of an easier day for me until I shoot my videos, so I sleep in a little bit. And so, I'm having some heartburn, friends. I'm really hungry. I think so. Yeah, but in the past, especially if you're really out there in the working world, it could take its toll. It's ridiculous. That's why we got to stop it.
Well, yeah, that's kind of the way I feel, but also. In your work experience, did anybody ever use a time change as an excuse to be late to work?
It happened when I was a shift supervisor. We would put papers up in the break room. We would tell everyone. It was a lot of. I actually worked, prior to the texting becoming something common. So it'd be like, don't be late, and we'd have every year. And I believed half of them were just honest and didn't make changes, and the other half were using it.
Yeah, we used to do that. And all the restaurants I worked at on the cork board, we put that stuff up. Yeah, the time changes or at a meeting.
Yeah. And to producer Steve's question, if we stop, we keep it as now. We keep it as now. We got a little more sunlight in the evening time.
Keep it right now, so we got more sunlight. That's what.
All right, Cal. I want the recap. I want the recap because my hamburger's getting cold. Okay, my vegan hamburger is getting cold.
Your vegan hamburger. As soon as you said, I knew it. You said Grace was involved, and I said, "Hey, wait a minute, ain't Grace a veggie person?" I knew it had to be something related. But anyway, so for this recap, Addie called. She's had a book review. She devoured that book. I was impressed by that because it looks like to be a big book. I guess it's not. I'm not sure.
It's a big book.
But anyway, and then Scotty called, talking about your fashion choices, Ken. I have to say that in most of those days, your suits were impeccable. I enjoyed.
They were a little big. They were a little big. I should have had them tailored after I lost some weight. But yes, okay.
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 Okay. And then, and the FOMO with Star Wars thing, which I do think you will feel once the celebration starts. It will hit you. You're like, damn. But anyway, then Brennan called in more Star Wars, talking about Star Wars.
Okay.
And Jerry called in. What the fuck was he talking? What was he? Oh, he was talking about ghosts and something about energy. I can't remember. Energy down,
so yeah.
And then, of course, we had a good old smooth face Steve.
He's got a little sandpaper going.
I know, and I can say something else about that, but I'm not going to. But I do want to point out that I'm digging smooth face Steve's.
It sounds like we're in a gang. It sounds like we're in a gang or like Young Guns 3, like old smooth face Steve's here. Yeah.
Why not? It's a community. Smooth face Steve. That's the way I'm going to refer to him until his
there. All right.
Yeah, but smooth face Steve.
And then you.
He's great.
And then you.
Me, of course. And I do want to say what's up to our youngin out there, Brady. Our youngin who
Brady.
Remain to be resilient in your life. And remember that.
It is.
Persevere. And Ken, it's nice to hear your voice, and I will get out here. Try not to offend people in my life.
You're not offending anyone. You're not offending anyone, okay? But we're gonna get out of here. I'm gonna eat some food, Cal. You know I appreciate you, buddy. Thanks for the recap. All right, Cal's out. We're out. I will be back most likely Tuesday, but definitely next Thursday. And if you're gonna join us Thursday, start spreading the news. I got 6 episodes of DS9 picked out. Do you guys agree? We might have some blather brackets going with the NCAA tournaments. And we will have updates on some things. Cam says, take care, best of luck with the job endeavors. Yes, thank you. I'll let you all know. Exciting news coming. All right, that's it. We'll see you. Bye. Bye.